start with questions on Zoom. So if you have a question, please raise your hand.
Recording in progress.
We'll start with Jacob. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ryan. Hi, Claudia and Olivia. Thanks for taking the time to chat with us tonight. Just each of you, your overall thoughts on tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, it's just definitely disappointing to not get the result that we wanted and not come away with points. I thought that we did, really well. We worked on the things that, we prepared for the games, the tactics, the game plan, and I just think that it just comes down to those final moments, and just those little details are, all it takes.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like in a place like this, the momentum shifts a lot, and I think we had bouts of it where we were on top of them for periods of the game, and I think it's just managing those moments, like how when they're on top of us to get control of the game, like keep it, kind of outsmart them in those moments. But I think like throughout the game, obviously we had our chances, they had theirs. It's just about like the little things at the end of the day. But I think everybody's proud of what we did, but everybody worked hard on the field. Like it wasn't a lack of effort. I think it's just final product and the little things.
Got it. Thank you both.
Thanks, Jacob. And then Nico, go ahead.
So as far as ball possession, pretty even, 51-49, but San Diego having 16 shots to 9. Could you talk about what went wrong with creating more opportunities against the Wave today?
You go ahead. I think it's as a goalkeeper, the perspective of it, it's like when I think sometimes against other teams, a lot of teams put numbers in the box, which makes it very difficult. Like the ball bounces around. Their goal is a perfect example. The goal last weekend it's like the more numbers that we can get in the box, the more difficult it will be for teams to defend. And I think that's something that we need to work on more as a team, as a collective. Like we have great chances. We have great servers. Mm-hmm. We have people that can head and finish like the crazy chances, but it's like we have to be able to get in those positions, and we're tired, and like that part's exhausting, but like those are the little things that help you win games.
Yeah, I agree. I would just say it's definitely quality in the final third, and I think that's something that we're definitely going to have to look at, coming back from this trip and going into the other games, is just that quality in the final third and, getting our services on target, not hitting it to the keeper, just picking out someone in the end. It's just like all kind of those little details that I think we're really going to need to hone in on.
And just a little follow-up, 3 games into the season, 1 win, 2 losses. From a player's perspective, from a player's perspective, from a player's perspective, how would you rate this start to the season?
I mean, it's definitely not what we were hoping for. I think there is a lot that we can learn from these past 2 games, and that'll help us, in our future and going into the season. I think we're definitely going to have to reevaluate, look at ourselves, and, just fix some problems. But I think it's just a really, really good learning opportunity, and will prepare us for, what's to come.
Yeah, I think it's like one of our focuses is kind of getting points away from home in whatever way we need to do that. So I think to last 90, however many minutes, 95 minutes, and then concede at that point, it's kind of like it is gut-wrenching, but it's like those are the things that we work all week for. Those are the things we've worked all preseason for. So I think it makes it harder in that way, that it's like, yes, Chicago was throughout the game, but I think it's little like lapses and like being able to pay attention for all 90 minutes. Like we've done this and we're good enough to beat any team in this league, but I think sometimes we lose our attention, or we don't. I think as a team we just lose focus at some point. So like we expect to win because we always have, like we've always been successful and we can always score. But I think when you play against teams in this league, especially like a San Diego, you're not going to get a lot of chances. And I think we need to capitalize on those moments, and like moving forward we need to get points on the road in situations where we've made it 95 minutes. Like it needs to be we leave this place with 1 point, and that's all that matters.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nico. Jada, go ahead.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time. Claudia, can you kind of go through a little bit of what did or what your view of was when they got the goal there in the stoppage time?
I think it's a little bit of like chaos, as similar to the Chicago one last week. It's just like clearing the ball or like stepping up as a team. I think it in those moments, that's what it's so hard to defend as a back line, as a midfield, to know where to go without fouling. Basically, it's like all these little moments lead up to that chance. I think all of us on the field could have done better in certain situations than that. But I think it's a moment of chaos and a moment of quality for Van Egmond to finish it. Like, that's what we need basically on the other side of the field. But honestly, I just remember bouncing around a lot, like good pressure for the cross. It just hit off Alex and then went straight to her feet. It's just, it's like a moment of luck, but it's a moment of like they kept fighting and they wanted to score, so they did. So yeah, that's what I remember from it.
Yeah, and with that, kind of building on that, it's just that, I mean, this is their first win in 10 tries against you guys. Could you tell how important that was, or the pressure kind of mounting for them to get that?
I mean, I don't really think we necessarily thought about it, so I don't think we put pressure on ourselves, if that makes sense. Like, we weren't like, we have to keep this streak going, but I think it does speak for kind of like the rivalry and how, competitive, aggressive these games are. I just feel like every time we play them, it's a grind. It really does come down to those little things. It's not just going to be given to anyone. And yeah, I think, going into a game against San Diego, we always say we got to win first and second. We got to compete, and it's going to take everything. We have to be ruthless. And I think that's really what this game was about.
Thanks, Jada. And then Dan, go ahead.
Third goal they scored. Looked like you didn't react super quick. Were you screened, or did you maybe think she was going somewhere else with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a quick moment reaction too, but I think Soph went to step to the ball, so I couldn't really see. That's what I'm saying. Like, the chaos in the box, like you have a split second to react, and you can't see a lot of the time. So I think it's a moment of quality from Van Egmond, like I've said earlier. Like, I can't see where she's gonna go, and by the time I can see the ball, it's already passing me into the net. So I think that's frustrating. Like, I obviously can look and film over it and figure out what I need to do to save that and put myself in a better position. And honestly, probably organize the box better. But yeah, I couldn't see. So.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. All right, thank you, everyone. We'll have Laura here soon.